I wanted just to make a quick video showing a small project or the beginnings of a larger project and a setup for deploying these Amazon Lex chatbots, which are very, they're getting more and more commonplace. Um, so I just want to just start by just getting right into the main components of a chatbot. Um, you know, it doesn't matter what cloud provider you're using. What cloud service, what framework you're using for these chatbots. They all pretty much work the same. And I want to just touch on three key components of these chatbots so that we'll have understanding for these future videos that I intend to make. And those three components are intents, utterances, and slots. Okay. What's an intent? An intent represents a goal um, for that particular, line of, that interaction. Booking a hotel or ordering a pizza. These are all intents. It's like a general. Uh, it's like the purpose of the actual interaction. Okay, what do I want to do? Okay, what's my intent? All right, it's the framework that the whole chat is going to fall under. Okay, it's almost like a narrative or whatever. So, booking a hotel room, ordering a pizza, ordering tickets from an online vendor. Okay, so that's what an intent is. Okay, utterances are what are used. So that's like a level below intent. Okay, so utterances are used to invoke the intent. So, let's say for example, I'm, I want to book a hotel, or so I have a intent that is all about booking a hotel. So an intent or an utterance is basically what do I want to say to trigger this particular intent? Okay, to trigger the logic that's going to flow to invoke all of the different um, options and the actions that the chatbot is going to allow me to do. Okay, so again, so an utterance is a phrase a user can say to interact with the bot. Book a hotel in London or order a large pepperoni pizza. Okay. So utterances trigger the intent. Okay. And slots. So that basically is sometimes the chatbot is going to need to obtain information about you in order to process your process the chat. So just kind of following along with the ordering a large pizza, you know, you want to be able to. So the chatbot is going to be expecting certain types of information. Okay, so and that's what the slot is all about. Okay, so it only makes sense that if I'm trying to order a pizza, I need to know what size of pizza, what kind of pizza. Uh, those types of details. So that's what a slot is. Okay. So it's like an expected piece of information that this chatbot is defined to capture. Okay. And we're going to see that here in a little bit. Okay. Um, so I really was kind of want to show you just kind of an overview of what we're going to be doing here. So, um, we're basically going to be deploying this particular chatbot. I'm showing you how to actually just deploy it using GitHub Actions, and also some of the limitations that I found, with Lex V2 version 2, and I guess some of the workarounds we're actually implementing. And so what I mean by that, so I just mentioned that these chatbots have like three main components: intents, utterances, and slots. Well, in previous versions of Lex, you used to be able to define these inside of a. They used to have APIs that you were able to, or resources that you're able to define in a template. But with Amazon Lex V2, looks like they've kind of taken those away. Okay, so the only resources that you can actually deploy are like an actual bot. So the actual entity itself of the actual bot. But what I found is it's probably better just to go inside of the actual Lexbot, because this thing actually gets pretty complex, and define it in the console. So define all of the logic, the flow of the conversation you want inside the actual chatbot, and then export it. Okay, and then after you export it, then you can start to fool around with it and make it your own. Okay, so it's almost like you just want to have like a base template, and they actually you're actually able to start with example templates. So that's exactly my point. So um in Lex v2, that's how I believe the reason why they don't offer a lot of the APIs in here. I could be wrong, but I mean I'm pretty sure I am wrong. But I think they want you to actually be using the console here to get the I guess the initial configuration of your bot the way you want it, and then after you do that, then you can export it, and then you can start to tweak it, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. So just real quick, I'm just going to get right into showing you what the chatbot can do. This is a very rough one, but and we're going to be doing some more elaborate ones. I guarantee it coming up, and we're going to be integrating this with AWS Connect. So this is a cloud contact center. So that's that's a little bit of foreshadowing. That's actually like a big just giveaway. But so let me just kind of get right into the actual functionality of the bot. This chatbot is just going to demonstrate a scenario of ordering some ice cream from a store, okay, from a ice cream shop. So the intents that we're going to be using here, and I'm not going to go through it and do it. I've already done it here. It really, one of the main goals I had for this particular follow up was just to kind of show like the outline of what we're going to be doing, because some of this stuff is going to repeat as we go forward. So we have the intents. And remember, those intents are just, the broad categories of what needs to take place inside of the chat. So it's like the different stages of the chat. Okay. So, when you go and order something, there's a welcome. And then there's a, you start taking the order. So all of that related to taking the order, that's going to be in this particular intent. You have a scenario where you want to cancel the order. So that's what this one is. And then there's also like a default intent. So that's it's a catch-all. So anything that doesn't get defined in here, that's a fallback. All right. So we also have these slots. So slots, it's in this particular case, it's just small, medium, and large, because we want to get ice cream in different sizes. And so we'll see how this actually plays out here in a second. So let me just get right into the actual bot usage, because I think that's actually pretty cool. So we got to build this thing. Okay. So once we build it, we're going to have access to this little, okay. Yeah, right. So this little sidebar is going to develop, and we're going to be able to kind of play around with this thing. So just real quick, I mean, let me just kind of go back over here while that's building. So real life applications for these chatbots: customer support, food delivery. I use Uber Eats all the time. I'm always using these bots. Hotel booking. These things could actually, be working around the clock, for you. Let's say you had a little business or whatnot that you wanted to, make sure that you're always able to capture customer information. Chatbot is going to be the best thing for you. So this thing is still building, which is great. I actually haven't built it yet. Okay, so we got it. Let's test it out. So first things first, the welcome intent. Okay, so with the welcome intent, I mentioned that we're ordering ice cream. Okay, so this is the stage of the actual conversation that we're in. So we have certain things we want to do to and some of this stuff you just kind of think common sense or whatnot. When you walk into any kind of place, any restaurant or store, just start with a greeting. You say hi. Okay. So I've already configured this. So hi, welcome to the ice cream shack. So that's gonna be over here. So um, so I'm using what's called cards. These cards are. Oh, let me see. Let me go back. Let me get this. Let me see. Okay, so this initial we have the utterances, and this is basically defining all the stages inside of the intent. And here I'm basically saying welcome to the ice cream shack, which is what you see here. So this is a response for this particular utterance. Okay, and what I thought was pretty cool, I found out about this today, and I was kind of working with this. Is there's these things called cards you can actually define. So you don't want the user to always be typing in information. So with these chatbots, you can actually just go ahead and say, hey, you already these are the choices that you have, which is this is a great user experience consideration. So that's basically what we have here. We want to either order or cancel an order. So that's basically what we're starting off with, and that's what we see right here. So I also got a little. You can add an image here. It's a nice Oreo pie right there. So what do you want to do? I want to order ice cream. Okay, I can help you with that. May I know your first name? My name is Ed with 2 D's. Okay. And so what flavor of ice cream do you want? So now we're gonna get into the okay, so this is a different intent. Right, so that was the first one. So now we're gonna get into the order. So now we go into the order intents. So this one actually has, so I say, so I already made the order, and now I want to. I've already said my name, so I have another card basically. Okay, so like what I just showed you, I have another card, and I want to pick chocolate real quick. So chocolate. I want to pick large. And actually, there's some conditions that, there's some code here that I configured that if you select a chocolate ice cream in large, it's going to trigger a message to say, hey, this particular order is going to be 10% off. And so you do that kind of down here underneath this advanced conditions. And there's this, it's called conditional branching. So it's like if these flavors, so the flavors like the chocolate, pecan and vanilla equals chocolate and the size is large, then we can do, hey, congratulations, all large chocolate ice cream receive a 10% discount. All large chocolate ice cream receive a 10% discount. Thank you, Ed. So remember, it also remembers my name. So are you ordering? You're ordering a large chocolate? Yes or no? I'm just gonna put yes. Order's been placed. So I don't have this hooked up to the back end yet. Doing like the actual. So I can actually send this to some compute back end, a Lambda function that's basically going to take all this information and it's going to maybe like put it in a database or just basically apply some business logic to it, and then it's going to like return an order number and the amount that's due or whatnot. So there's so much more that this can be done, but I'm just kind of giving an overview. But hey, listen, that's exactly kind of the point here. So that's really the chatbot. Let me just kind of show you really quickly. How this is actually deployed. Another thing, so there's lack of support in V2 for. So if there's lack of support in V2 and CloudFormation, that means there's going to be lack of support in Terraform. Okay, because Terraform is basically I guess piggybacking off of AWS APIs. And so if there's no API, if there's no official API for some of these components, there's not going to be any. So that's why I think that you need to be, you at least first need to build your actual bot or the skeleton for it inside the console, and then you can start customizing it retroactively. Um, so so what I have here, so this is CloudFormation. So I'm actually using two different infrastructure as code uh, tools. One is going to be CloudFormation, and the other one is going to be the Terraform. So I'm using Terraform to basically deploy everything. So Terraform is like the wrapper for here. Okay, and we can definitely get into this. I want you to leave comments in here if you want me to, learn, what particular areas of like DevOps or anything else you want to learn in general. But basically, this CloudFormation template, this is actually what's doing all of the work. This is actually what's setting up all of those resources. It's setting up the LexBot. And so what I've done before is I've actually, I've exported my LexBot and put it in an S3 bucket so that when I do deploy this, basically it's just going to be checking that S3 bucket, and then it just unzips all of that information inside of the S3 bucket, and that's what it's going to be using to. That's why you're able to consistently deploy this thing going forward. So I have all the permissions here. Now I also set up a lot of alarms. So that's another thing you want to be doing. When every time you deploy your resources, you want to set up alarms. Okay. But you want to set up alarms to go off, maybe if a cost related alarm. So that's something that I have here as well. Made a little dashboard here, and I'm not gonna lie, you want to be using you want to be using AI a lot here too, because look, it takes a lot of effort to make these YAML files. Okay, there's a lot of places that can go wrong. It's like space sensitive. So you want to be leveraging AI. If you're not leveraging AI, you're missing out. I just that's a flat out way to say it. It's beautiful, and it's completely like an enhancer. So that's my little soapbox moment for the day. So listen, all I want to say here is let me just kind of go on to show you kind of how this gets deployed. I'm just going to destroy this. So this is this particular piece. We're basically leveraging a CI or continuous integration, continuous delivery service through GitHub called GitHub Actions, and with GitHub Actions, and we can get into this. We also just have another YAML manifest that explains the steps needed to deploy anything. And in this particular case, we're just deploying this Terraform file here, this manifest. So basically, all this stuff is in Docker. So all these steps are basically this is all taking place in a Docker container. So in this Docker container, it's checking out the code. So it's getting the code from this the repo, is putting inside the container, and then it's installing AWS CLI. Why do we need AWS CLI? Actually, in this one, we probably don't need AWS CLI. I was using for another. I had another purpose for that one, so we don't really need that one. But we are installing Terraform. Obviously, we need that, and it's just running through a lot of just standard Terraform requirements to deploy deploy the resources. The environment variables are important. So every time you create a repo, you can define these secrets, environment variables, because this is actually this is actually the most important part of this entire manifest here. Getting the access keys and the secret keys, and so this basically is like the doorway to this is the key to your account to get in and deploy these resources. So I'm gonna destroy this real quick, and you're gonna watch it disappear, and then I'm gonna just put it back, and then this is kind of how everything's working. So what I'm gonna do here is git add, git commit. want to say. Done. I'm gonna put DD. So DD is like a Linux term. It's almost like destroy everything. So do that, and I'm just gonna deploy this. Get push. So we're gonna go over here to. So I've been at this a while. Some of this stuff. All right, so it's just gonna that kicks off a workflow. Should kick off a workflow. Let me see. I might be in the wrong branch. Let me see what branch I'm in. I think I'm in dev. Git add. Git commit. Oh, okay. There it is. Right. It was just slow. Okay, what's going on here? Let's see what happens here. Okay, I have an error in syntax, line 15. Okay, yeah, I deleted something. That's what happens when you do these live things. So let me see. You know what? Let me just oh, maybe it's this way. Let's try it. Push. Okay. Okay, so there it is. So that kicked off the this is going to be a delete job though. So we're going to destroy. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Catch it here. All right, so let's go back here. Okay. Darn it. There you go. Okay. All right, so we still have that Lexbot right here. So and the so this is the one that's going to get destroyed. Yep. So I'm just trying to show you that this is how we automate things. Um, it. Let's see. Yep. Okay. They're still deleting. That's good. Okay, so it already deleted basically. So there you go. And this is using CloudFormation under the hood. So if I go to CloudFormation, you're gonna see, delete in progress. And that's what I was saying. I'm using Terraform as a wrapper here. Um, some of this is for stylistic, I guess, but it's once I started actually working with this and kind of saw the limitations and doing a little bit of reading online, I saw that okay, this is like a technique that a lot of folks are doing. It's using and so look at that. We just deleted it. Now I'm just gonna go and redeploy it, and then I'm gonna end the demo, and yeah. So I'm gonna do this right here. Add whatever. Git push. Okay, so now we're gonna see this like in real time also. So it just adds. So it's just it's like a webhook or something, or it's that's what I call a GitHub action. So the action that is that's triggering this deployment is a commit. So I was just committing those changes that I made in this repo, and it's actually deploying this on out. So that's what's happening here. So now if we go back to CloudFormation, so that's kind of where you actually want to see all this CloudFormation. It may take a little while, actually. Okay, I missed something. What did I miss? Apply. Okay, my bad. So Terraform apply. That's what I did. So it's yeah. I'm saying something's wrong with my keyboard here. Let's see here. Terraform apply. Yeah, so I used the wrong well, just complete oversight. But that's why it failed. So if I just commit, push. All right, so let's see that kick off again. Okay, see that was really fast too. So I'm in the dev branch. So let's see. CloudFormation. Okay, configuration is good. Okay, so now it's triggering the CloudFormation. So we should see something here in a second. Look at that right there, right on point. So it's just the reverse of what I just did here. So this is how you can start automating these deployments. And so let's say for example, I want to change some information in these slots or whatever. I mean, so in this slot, okay, so in these slots right here, I'm basically defining. So this was that rule I was showing you, like if a customer orders like a chocolate, uh, ice cream, and then a large, it triggers a certain action. But maybe you want to change this or whatnot, so you change it in here, and that change is what you can push on out. Also, I use Chat GPT a lot for. Let's see if this is done though. Okay, it's already done. It's so fast. I use Chat GPT a lot for this for text generation, so we can get into that in the future. But hey, listen, I just wanted to kind of show you like a high level, some kind of granular, um, walkthrough of kind of how we can start, deploying Amazon Lex Chatbot. What Amazon Lex Chatbot it is, what it does. It's very powerful, and yeah, we're gonna see this, combined in in Amazon Connect too. So all this stuff is like all of this is working together. So there's no wasted motion here. So listen, if you have any comments, please put them in the chat. Definitely want to hear about you. I want to know what what you want to see, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And thank you very much for viewing. Have a good day.